I missed the last function, but my dad came. And I heard that one really well. So great to be up here with you guys. This is honestly the first real formal training / regional thing I've been able to be a part of. So I'm delighted. Honestly, we're going to be here tonight. So stick around and hang out with us later tonight if you're in the area. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're going to be doing events as well. So definitely plug in, man. Plug in, get around some of us tonight and through the next 2 days, and utilize the time we're here. Utilize the time that we're in town and off to Seattle for a day as well. So think about some friends in that area, because we'll help you expand your business. We'll help you get your business one step further to your goal. And so really, it's amazing to see what's happened in the last 2 years. I'm blown away. Honestly, for all of you guys, especially the leadership here, I'm blown away at what you guys have been able to accomplish. For all the new people on board, welcome. You are the MVP. You're the most valuable person here. We put this event on just for you today. Why? Because we've been talking, we've been sharing thoughts and ideas of where we're at, where this is going, and I'm just honestly really thinking that this is going to be the next hot area. You guys, it's really uncharted. It to me is an uncharted territory. I haven't spent much time up here other than what the leaders have done. I think is really the core of the Northwest. So I really believe you're in the right place at the right time. And I think you got to ask yourself, where are you at in your life? Where do you want to go? Obviously, here and today, hopefully, did it raise your belief?
Hey!
Hopefully, hearing these success stories, from all these different individuals that shared their experience with Bema has raised your belief, that this can work. This is going to happen. This can change your life, and it can work for you and your family. And so hopefully it raised your belief, and that you can take maybe one or two things, take a few things that you have jotted down on notes and apply it. If you don't take a couple of these things and apply it, it's almost like a waste of time. And so that's honestly, what I'm excited about, that this area, I was talking to Josh, I feel like this is going to be the next ASU. This is going to be the next area that we're going to concentrate. You got Josh moving up here, obviously now here, all the leaders that you've heard and seen today. I'll be up here, if not once, but twice a month, mobbing around, doing events, hanging out. We're going to have fun, we'll do some parties and stuff like that, but we're going to get results. Yeah. We're going to get results, and we're going to take this team to the top. So I'm excited to partner up with you guys. I appreciate your time, because again, it is a holiday. You could be with family and doing a lot of other things. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with Bema. Okay. So I'm going to talk in a few minutes about this, but I'll share a little, 5 or 10 minutes real quick on what happened, my experience in the business, so you can hopefully relate. And from that point, we'll talk about the big picture, where this is going, and I'll talk a little bit about the culture and really what you want to focus on from tonight and moving forward. But many of you guys I haven't had a chance to meet. I'm from San Diego. I'm 27. In a nutshell, I would have never thought in my wildest dreams I'd be here today. I never thought that I would be, doing something, like this. And I think that, looking back, it's been an amazing 6 years or so for me. If you guys are athletes, many of you guys played a sport, you know how important that was. My whole dream was playing college basketball. I brought my shoes, so if you guys want to test it out, we're going to play tomorrow. Yeah, you've heard we're going down. So we're going to definitely get a game going tomorrow, so get up with the leaders. We'll let you know where we're going to play and start building this culture of hanging out and helping and becoming a team. But that was my dream, and from a car wreck our whole family was in, I didn't end up playing for UC San Diego. So that dream never happened. And I look back, and I'm hearing these stories today, hearing each and every person share their experience. I really believe you're here for a reason. If I wasn't in a car wreck that day, I wouldn't even be here. So I think that things happen. Honestly, I don't know if the law of attraction, you think about what happens in life, every day, the little things that happen. And so that was kind of a tragic point for our family. I'll tell you about that more down the road. But had to find something to put my drive, my passion into, and that really was home theater. I'm not going to get into it, but I started a business at 18. My dad was on my butt about getting a job or going to school. And some of you guys are in that transition right now. And I said, if I go to school, I'll lose a year of eligibility. So I was kind of forced to sit out for a year. So I started selling flat screen TVs, right place, the right time. They were really expensive. I was saving people money off Best Buy with no expenses and no overhead. I did something different. That's what I love about what you're hearing today. This is different. I did something creative. And I just found realtors. It was pretty simple. I mean, you're hearing these things tonight that we're talking about, and really they're very simple principles to build this business. But I did something simple. I just got referrals from realtors, because I said, hey, if you recommend me to do a flat screen for your client, you just sold them a home, I'll save them money, install it, make it look good. So it was building that relationship. It was building that rapport with these different realtors in my area. And basically, I landed some people that really, liked the work we were doing. And so I had, my first year of school, cleared a 6-figure income, which was a fluke. But I was in the right place at the right time. And I know about what it means, man, getting up early. I was down the highway. Shoot, I got up at 4:30 today to be here, to fly on a flight up here. I knew about getting up every day down the highway in traffic, doing these jobs. In traffic, getting to a house, doing a bid, meeting realtors for lunch, and then home late at night after doing these TV jobs. So that was my before BEMA, if you didn't know. And I did it for the money. I did it for the lifestyle, the money, the things that we all want, especially being young. And I really, look at the YPR movement and what we're doing with young people. And I love the fact that many of the people here, especially the younger market, is so focused on retiring the parents. Doing those types of things, helping my buddy, who's had a rough struggle growing up. Those types of whys, helping your little brother pay for college or, travel, do the things that we all talk about in our day-to-day business of doing BEMA. So I really love the fact that, when I first did, the TV business, it was more, it was like materialistic. And I look at where my life is today, and I completely have become a different person. And that's what I love about the journey, your journey to your dreams. And so that was really kind of, when initially I was introduced to BEMA back when it first started. I guess I'm the oldest person as far as BEMA is concerned in the room. And I was introduced to it from my parents. I think it's so easy for us to hear about it from a friend. It's okay, I'll check it out, and I think it's so nonchalant. But I heard about it from my parents. I had no interest in the business because I had never seen it work for young people. In fact, I think what we talk about today is so important, mindset. My mindset was like a whole different mindset in the fact that I didn't think young people had the money. And we hear that every day, oh, I don't have the money. Dude, you'll find the money. Because I see my friends spend more money on alcohol and partying every week. And so the thing was, I didn't think my friends had the money or would take it serious. Well, we found out, as you hear the story, that obviously is not true. But, for 4 years, you guys, I did home theater right out of high school. I never, after that first year, never went back to college. I don't have a degree. And then from the economy, around 07, I had to make a change. And so I made the change to BEMA, but I was introduced to the product from my parents. My mom had great results, which I'm not going to talk about right now. We don't have much time, but with the VEMA, the liquid vitamin, actually, I'm not going to say it, anything specific, but it's not intended to cure or cure any type of disease, but it will give your body what it needs. And my mom had great results with just the main VEMA formula. If you don't really know much about it, get it with us and do some homework. I'm actually doing a call tomorrow. It's going to be kind of a customer call. Maybe get your buddy's dad on there to listen about the benefits of VEMA, the health side of VEMA. A doctor, a well-known doctor is going to be hosting that, talking about the ingredients, obviously what's in it, how it affects your body. So plug in on these calls because I got on the product. I'm a product of the product. Honestly, if my mom hadn't had great results with VEMA, I wouldn't be here today. If I hadn't gone to events, you talk about going to events, I wouldn't be here today. I went to a hotel, functions like this, mostly parents, it was more formal, and these people's results blew my mind, dude. And it was like the blood pressure stories and the cholesterol stories, and not saying it cured anybody, but again, it gave people, what they were not getting from their foods. So that really raised my belief. The credibility came out around BEMA when first Dr. Oz recommended it, which was a big deal to me because I obviously knew who he was. Men's Journal rated it best overall. So the credibility that the company started to get raised my belief. The clinical studies as an athlete where it's helping with inflammation in your immune system. So that was pretty much 05 I was introduced to the product, just so you kind of know my timeline. 06 and 07, I saw people were doing this. Some of us here today are seeing this happen. But I didn't do anything. I was partying my butt off. I was doing TV jobs. Really, I was just debating on school and basketball in a relationship. So I made no time for it. And I really believe that, if you don't, obviously make a decision leaving here today of where you want to go, if you don't make a decision leaving here today of what you really want to do with this, you guys, you're going to look back and it's, I wish, I could have, I should have, I would have. And that's kind of those 2 years, 06 and 07, right out of high school where I didn't do much in BEMA, I was just using the product. But around 07 to 11, I had to make a change. I had to do something different, and I hope that today you can make that decision to make that change. Maybe you haven't gone hard enough. Maybe you haven't done this right or done that or focused on these little things. So I started sharing BEMA to my network. In 4 years, it was like 100 people on the BEMA product through TV clients and realtors. And then from that point, after 4 years, I found like 20 people 15, 20 people that saw the big picture, what many of us here see today, and I was able to reach Star Ambassador where Josh is, and I was making something around 10 grand a week. So that was right when, around 2011, you guys, after 4 years, I'm telling you this timeline so you can see how fast this can change your life. Because the point is from 07 to 11 to reach Star Ambassador, which I was like cycling like 1,300 times, 1,400 times, and had matching bonuses and stuff like that. I felt fortunate and blessed, but I wanted to grow. And again, it was another turning point in my life when I got a phone call from this older dude named Marty. And it was funny because this guy Marty calls me and told me, hey, I got a friend on the product, and Marty had great results like my mom. And then, long story, his friend in Ohio, many of you guys know, Alex's dad. And then he called me and said, would you meet with this guy, his son, Alex, at Arizona State? And I said, well, I don't think it's going to work. I didn't think that, young people really were fit for this. And so, again, that was 4 years of doing parents and VEMA. And so from that point, you guys, I was over at ASU in the spring of 11. And it was funny, dude. I met Alex, and it was like a light bulb went off. And it was just as clear as water. And hopefully you feel that today. Hopefully you're here right now, and it's becoming as clear as water in what this is doing and what this is, is doing for young people. And it was funny because I remember when we sat down, and I remember the first home event, I drove to Phoenix from San Diego, dude, 6 hours, and there was 4 people at the meeting. Josh, no offense, who was kind of wasted. It was like a Friday night, and we were going to go do this meeting and then go to the Suns game. So the first home event, Josh was kind of not really into it, and then Alex was there, and like 2 other people, I don't remember who it was. I don't know. But, yeah. I remember that guy. So the long story, you guys, and it's so funny because I look back and it's like the adventure, the experience is what, to me, I really cherish, and I honestly look back and it's been such an honor and journey, in seeing what's happened, and I'm blown away, like I said. But, that day was like my whole life changed, and I just saw the sense of urgency. I saw the excitement. I saw the energy, that Josh, that Alex had, and that was when it all started, and I tell you this so you can kind of timeline everything, and it really developed this whole story. And I think the one thing that really, hit home was when we started working together, Josh and I and Alex and many of us, it was like this success story started to turn over. It became an example. Because that day when they tried it, they're like, if I like it, my friends will. So, if you're not, on this boat of getting the product into new people's hands, maybe you need to increase the frequency of people you expose to the product. What did I do today? Where is he? I got out of the car today, out of his car, and I walked up, and the valet dude's like, oh, what is that? And boom, right away, dude, I put a verb in this guy's hand, and I just talked to him about the business for like 15 seconds. The valet dude. But my point in saying that, you guys, I'm 6 years in. And if you're not daily exposing, if you're not daily introducing us to new people, you're not doing the business, dude. That's my point. And I'm hopefully trying to get you to wake up and to find something to change so you can start getting on the right track. Because we're all here putting time and effort in. We're putting in the money. We all know where we want to go with it. But, that was kind of what was interesting was that became that first example, and so, when we started working together at ASU, it was just like a whole new situation. Because we were like, hey, if we like it, our friends will. If we make money in this, our friends will want to do it. It's funny, you talk to all the leaders today, and everybody they talk to, that they tell their story or they talk about what's happened and they're making some money, nobody says anything when you're making a G a month. Honestly, it's like, okay, I'm kind of skeptical, and then they hear or they see your check and they're like, oh. So it's funny because that's what we realized. If we could create success stories, which I'm going to talk about, if I realized if I could help Alex or help Josh become a success story, they'd never look back. And that's what happened. And I think Alex, got 16 kids on board in a year, and it turned into like 1,000 orders from like April, May of 11 till June of 12. And I think Josh, you went off on that intern and went back home, and then through the fall came back, and that was when your whole thing just went and took off. And I look back at this whole journey, of what has happened for us, which is going to happen for you guys, and what we're starting here, what we're excited about here in the Northwest. And it's funny because it really developed our story. And it's this storyline that when I first started in VEMA was way different. When I first started in VEMA, I would talk to your dad, right? I did a TV for your dad. I'd be like, hey, Mr. Johnson, I'm in the area. I'll come by and check out your TV, make sure everything's working well. But by the way, I want to bring you this product, VEMA. It's this liquid vitamin that Dr. Oz recommends it. My mom's had great results with. you obviously talk about that or whatever, you're gonna share. And I was like, you gotta try this stuff, and it's amazing, try it for 30 days. And so I would go and get these people, and the whole story was way different. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys, that right now, we are at the sweet spot. We're in the right place at the right time, because this has never been done, dude. And I've done my homework, I've done the research.